Hi, folks. Good morning and good afternoon, depending on wherever you are. I'm Narendra. I'm the Director of Marketing at Target Bay. Welcome to the live interactive session from BayEngage, which is our email and SMS marketing product. So in this live session, we'll be covering about different aspects of email segmentation, why you should segment your audience, what are the advantages you'll potentially have when you segment your audience, something like better targeting, more personalized approach in messaging, and also increasing your email marketing ROI. I'm joined by my customer success folks, Daniel and Helen, and also a few members from the product marketing team. So feel free to ask questions that you will have, and we can get started. Over to you, Helen.
Hi, everyone. Well, welcome. Let's get started here. There we go. All right. So to begin, what is email segmentation, right? And email segmentation is the actual process of grouping your subscribers based on certain criteria. Segmentation is a great way to personalize your emails, improve engagement, and just increase the overall conversions. So why is segmentation really important? Going deep into this, by segmenting your email like opens and your clicks, you get a pretty fair idea of really important key metrics. So for example, if you segment based off of open metrics, you can see if your subject line has resonated with your audience, how is your email deliverability health for your campaign, and if your message was intriguing enough. For example, if you were basing off of email click metrics, you could see if the email copy content was engaging, if your email really provides the value, and it really determines your user's interests. How would we get started? So to segment, you would basically start off with your campaign, and then you would directly segment onto BayEngage. So BayEngage is great because you can actually do it directly in our software. So segments, again, are a great way to group your customers and have tailor-made conversations with them. And it really allows you to group your list based off of multiple criteria. So for example, what segmentation possibilities are actually available in BayEngage. So you can base it off of subscription status, order place, etc. So for subscription status, you could base it off of if they're subscribed or unsubscribed, obviously, and also email activity as well. So you can filter your audiences based on their email activity, emails opened, unopened, clicked, and more. And you can also further filter this based on the frequency of the opens and clicks as well. You can also base it off of your order activity. So whether they not placed in order. An example of this is, for example, for Mother's Day, that's approaching really soon. If you were sending out a promotion for Mother's Day, if you wanted to send it out on a Thursday, you can also send a follow-up campaign on the Saturday just to boost your conversions. And how you would do that would be you would segment your customers based off of if they had placed an order within the last 3 days. If a user has placed an order, you don't want to bombard them and keep asking them to pay more money. So you would segment the customers and send that email just based off of if they had actually purchased already. You can also base it off of your location, for example, like demography, if they came from their city, state. So it just really depends on what you gather in your customers' data. Let's see here. So as I said before, you can really base it off of email activity, purchase behavior, demographics, and it's very, very, very easy to do specifically in BayEngage. So you don't need to use any other lists or anything like that. And then Danielle is actually going to show you how to directly do that in BayEngage.
Okay, hello everyone. So I am going to share my screen. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to upload a list so you can be able to segment it. And I'm going to completely walk you through it. If you have any questions, please just write it in the comments in the chat section, and we'll be able to go through that. But this is just a quick overview. You're going to go directly to the list and segment section, and then you're going to go to upload. And so that's where I'm going to go ahead and go to show you. Okay, so this is just a demo account for BayEngage for you to be able to see how to do this. I'm already in the list and segment section. As you can see, there's only one contact here, so I'm not going to be sending out anything, but I'm going to click right here to upload list. And here's where you can create the name of the list. So we can be able to upload any type of information in this. I'm just going to do this as a test example. And I'm actually going to download the sample CSV. You do not have to match this CSV file. I'm going to show you how you'd be able to adjust it if you're uploading in anything else. But as you can see right here, we have the different columns. So we have the email, first name, last name, subscription. We can also add in custom properties. So custom properties are great if you have the information. So you can be able, like, say, for instance, you have wholesale customers, you can be able to say, like, up here, wholesale, and you can say yes or no. You can also, if you happen to have gender information, you can add that. Really, you can add in a field for anything that you would like, which you would be able to segment based on later on. So I'm just going to save this to my desktop. I'm going to save, and then I am going to add it in. So you can drop it in, or you can just go to add, select it, and open it. Okay, so now it does talk about the way that a file should be formatted. You do want to make sure that the first row is going to be the headers, but other than that, you can name it whatever you'd like, because when you come to the next section here, it's going to make sure that you're placing it in the right areas. So it's going to say that it was email. You want to make sure this is the BayEngage email field, first name, last name, if they're subscribed, wholesale, yes. Then you can be able to create a custom property to where you can just name it wholesale. Or you can say B2B if you'd like. And it will say create option, yes. And so if contacts are already in your audience, we are just going to update the information. So if we're adding in the custom properties, or if they're unsubscribed now, this data is going to be added onto their customer profile in BayEngage. And now it's being imported. So that's how you upload in the contacts here. So you can be able to then click in there. You can see John's information. If this was an e-commerce store, then you would be able to see if there have been emails sent to him before, if he had any sales. And then you can also scroll down here on the right and see the custom properties, and that no, this person is not a part of the wholesale list. And then you can be able to segment based on that by going to create segments. And we would just go down to user fields, which these are going to be your custom properties. You would select wholesale, and you would either say equals yes or equals no, and then you would be able to save it. But first, you would also want to name it. So you can name it wholesale customers. And if it was no, then you can say non-wholesale or retail customers, I guess. So then you just hit save, and then that would be going up in BayEngage. So that's how you create the segments. As Helen mentioned, there's a whole bunch of different segments that you can do based on either custom properties, basic information in your platform. It doesn't matter if it's Shopify, BigCommerce, Magento. We would be able to gather that information, and we'd be able to present it in the segments or lists. Okay, so back to the presentation. So that's how you upload a list. You can, again, do it based on any type of segments that you would like to. And kind of switching gears a little bit, Mother's Day is coming up extremely fast. If you are like me, you expect it to be a little bit later in middle of March, or sorry, in the middle of May. but it is actually going to be on April 8th. So, which is next Sunday. If you are wanting to send out any Mother's Day emails, you can, of course, do promotions before Mother's Day. If you have products that would be for a mother, you would probably want to get that sent out by the end of this week. We do have templates in BayEngage that you can go ahead and use. We have the ones that you can be able to select and be able to customize it for your company. Okay, so does anyone have any questions? This would definitely be the time to ask. You can be able to write it in the little chat button that's at the bottom, and we can go through that if you'd like.
Now I have a question.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's say if we did a segment, right? Does the segment automatically refresh, or do you have to create a new segment every single time you send a campaign out?
That is a good question. The majority of our segments will be updated every 24 hours. If you want it to be updated sooner, then you can just click on the segment and it has a little spot that says update segment. So if you're about to send out a new campaign and you want to make sure you have everyone that could have been like that day, then I do recommend going into the segments and updating it before you send it out. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Okay. Does anyone else have any questions? Okay, well, thank you everyone for joining us today for the segments and list upload live event. We're glad that we can be able to help you with any questions that you have with BayEngage. One of the things that we are big on is making sure that you have all the information that you need to be able to send out the best email campaigns for you. So, and if you have any other questions, we also have tutorials, a help center. We have a chat system. You are definitely able to reach us if you need anything. But again, thank you for joining the live event. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, folks.
Oh, I'm glad that you think the seminars are helpful, Scott. Appreciate that. All right.
So much.
Bye, everyone. Have a great rest of your day.